Yo, what's up guys? Hope you're doing good. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how Quuli went from 0 to 6 million ARR in just 10 weeks and then raising 15 million in a very short period of time using the most aggressive content strategy I've ever seen. And before you think this is just another success story, this isn't luck. This is all systematic, almost industrial approach to viral marketing that most people are completely missing or have no clue about. So basically what we see here is a company that made over 1 billion total views, hired over 700 clippers and raised 15 millions all through content. And here's the crazy part. So basically Roy, the CEO of Quuli, got expelled from Colombia for sneaking out of a school trip, but instead of him being upset or regretting that this happened, literally turned it into his biggest marketing asset, making Quuli basically like AI cheating software that gives you answers on everything in real time. Now, if you're a test founder or a content creator who wants to understand how to build a content machine that actually converts to revenue, and I mean serious revenue, then this breakdown is gonna be gold for you. I'm gonna show you their complete strategy, the psychology behind it, why it works, and some specific tactics that you can implement for your own business. To be honest, some of this stuff is controversial as hell, but results speak for themselves. Let's dive into it because there's a lot to cover here. Alright, so first thing I want to talk about Quuli is the foundation. Understanding the foundation is crucial before we get into the tactics. So basically, Roy figured that most SaaS founders completely miss traditional B2B marketing is not really working and is boring as hell. That being said, like posting LinkedIn posts, generic case studies, generic ads, this is just outdated, boring 2019 strategy that no one likes and people don't trust anymore. Instead of following typical SaaS playbook, boring LinkedIn post and all that stuff, he literally applied the Logan Paul playbook. Here's what I mean by the Logan Paul playbook. So many controversies have been Logan and Jake Paul been in. He just kept uploading through, and eventually everybody knows about him. Basically, he realized that the consumption for short-form content increased over 100 times in the past 5 years, but number of quality content creators stayed pretty much the same. So there is a very big gap between what people want to watch and what's actually being produced. With this, he realized that this is like a big fundamental shift into B2B marketing. And this is basically applying personality-driven content strategy, typically reserved for consumer, creators to enterprise software. So to actually stand out, he focused first on Twitter and LinkedIn. Because most people on Twitter and LinkedIn are just tech bros posting boring text updates. And boom, here comes this guy with high quality, controversial video content. And it's like bringing like a machine gun to a knife fight. So it's very easy for him to stand out. This is where it gets really interesting. His philosophy is, if half of the internet doesn't hate it, it's not viral enough. While most marketers try to avoid negative reactions, Roy actively seeks them out because negative reactions drive just as much engagement as positive ones. And neutral content never goes viral. Now let me break down their actual funnel structure because this is where it really gets tactical. So top of the funnel is to make the internet talk, middle of the funnel is curiosity to trial, and the bottom of funnel is trial to subscription. Each tier has specific content types and psychology triggers. Starting with the top of funnel, so basically make the internet talk, and they're just not randomly being controversial, this is all calculated. They have 4 color pillars here. First, rage bait, so basically they're showcasing content about the cheating app, the young CEO, the weird takes. Literally Loy filmed like a lap dance from a stripper at a work and it as a commercial. Throwing party that gets shut down by the police, and the goal is not to be professional, it's to be unforgettable. Second, positioning the founder as the anti-hero. So Roy doesn't hide his Colombian dropout, he makes it his origin story, and people love the underdog stories. He's not trying to be the perfect CEO, he's trying to be the reliable rule breaker. Third, then we have the content army. So they built a content army, like 700 paid clippers and 50 content interns, and all these people are creating like 200 videos daily at peak. And it's not about creating a viral video, it's about creating so much content that statistically some of it has to go viral. So they're basically pushing virality. Fourth, controversial jokes. So basically a dating video where Roy uses AI to lie about his age, got like 7.8 billions. And there's a lot of more videos where they showcase this weird Fury costume, they're making jokes about the tool and everything. Then we get to the middle of the funnel. So from this part, people already know about Quuli, but they're like, what is this thing actually? And this is where they shift pure views to product education. So first they use influencers and UGC creators to demonstrate the product solving actual problems, no memes. So they're paying influencers and UGC creators on TikTok, on Instagram, on every social platform for them to use the software. And then the second part of the middle of the funnel is Roy going on podcasts. So basically Roy does at least 2 podcasts a week. Not just for authority, but because every podcast becomes content for their clippers to remix. And the key psychological trigger here is curiosity mixed with social proof. People see others using it and getting results, so they want to try it themselves. Funnel, we go to the bottom of the funnel, where basically this is where they convert trial users into paying customers, so their desktop overlay becomes part of your daily workflow, right? If you use Quuli and you have like 15 free responses per day, just enough to form a habit, but not enough to satisfy your needs. And this is genius because once you start using their AI assistant in meetings, in calls, getting back feels like losing a superpower. Then we go to the next section, which is the content machine. So they followed 3 rules here. First, they used the 100-to-1 framework. So basically they were creating 100 different videos around the same core message. Statistically, about one of these 100 videos are going to go viral. Then they take this one viral video and repost it across 100 different accounts. And about 20 to 30 of these reposts will also go viral. Second, they use the clipping community. So they don't pay anything upfront, but it's purely performance based. So like $20 to $40 per video, plus a 1K if the video reaches 1 million views. And here's the key. They're triggering teenagers in lower cost countries like India, Pakistan, basically every third world country who actually need this income. These clippers are motivated to make content. And then the daily production system. So every single morning they have brainstorming session with young creators who have what they call viral sense, and the goal is to generate 20 ideas that each will have at least 100 million views potential. So again, they're hiring influencers and people who are already big and understand how social media works. And then finally, the psychology behind this all success. So there are like 3 parts we need to focus on. The anti-fragile marketing. Well, most brands try to avoid negativity publicity. Quuli does the opposite. They turn every attack into amplification. When people criticize them, it just generates more engagement, which boosts their algorithm. Third, the permission-giving psychology. So the cheat on everything messaging is brilliant because it gives people permission to do what they already want to do, but feels guilty about. And then the platform-specific psychology. So he focused on Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok. And I'm putting these 2 in a group because there's a difference here. So first, Twitter and LinkedIn are still underserved for high-quality video content. And if you're a B2B company still doing boring LinkedIn posts, you're missing out on a big opportunity. While on Instagram and TikTok, they use pure volume to break through the noise. Alright, so what can you actually take from this and apply to your own business? So first, volume beats perfection. Most people try to create the perfect piece of content, while Quuli creates 200 pieces and lets statistics handle the rest. So if you're not producing enough content to have statistical viral hits, you're not producing enough content. Second, build system, not just content. Army of clippers, the intern team, the distribution automations, compound over time. Instead of just creating content, create system that create content. Third, platform matters, and understanding how you're going to take leverage from these platforms is a very crucial point, which Roy did a very good job by using LinkedIn and Twitter in the first place because it's much easier to stand out there. Fourth, psychology matters more than production value. Understanding why people share, engage, and convert is more valuable than having perfect video quality. Quuli's early content wasn't professionally produced, but it was psychology engineered. Fifth, podcasts are golden for eyeballs. Basically, as a founder, Roy really used this in a smart way, and this is not just for authority, but because every podcast becomes content for their clippers to use. Basically, what Quuli proved is that content marketing can be the primary growth engine for even complex B2B products, but only if you approach it systematically rather than randomly. And honestly, whether you love or hate Roy's approach, you can't ignore the results. Like 6 million ARR in just 10 months speak for itself. If you found this breakdown valuable, and you want to understand more about building systematic content strategies that actually drive business results, make sure to leave a subscribe on this channel. I will be breaking down these viral growth stories because understanding the patterns help you build better strategies for your own business. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.